solve?
The world flushes.
Can I get some water? I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
Usually when something isn't a stunt, you have to say
It's
that.
100% a stunt. When was the last time a president stopped a speech to ask, can I get a glass of water? What? They would never do that. They would have water ready for him. Water on.
Next story, why people think Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are getting divorced. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So rumors of potential divorce before Barack and Michelle emerged after Michelle skipped two high-profile events, which is traditionally attended by former presidents and their spouses, and their funeral of former President Jimmy Carter. Michelle's office gave no reasons for absence, prompting widespread speculation about marital status issues. Social media and tabloids questioned the couple's relationship, with many noting the unusual nature of her missing such significant events. Despite the rumors, there have been no concrete evidence.
Joe Rogan and Patrick Bet-David just took a wrecking ball to Barack Obama's highly curated legacy. No scripts, no sugarcoating, just raw, unfiltered. Breakdowns of the myth, the media's hero worship, and the towering contradictions behind the former. President's image. From drone diplomacy to those cushy Wall Street gigs, they strip away the facade like never before. If you thought Obama was off limits, buckle up. This isn't just a roast. It's a reckoning with no illusion left standing.
I get a glass of water? I'm serious. I'm thirsty. Can I get a glass of water? This is not a prank. You never seen it?
No.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's amazing.
no.
He gets a glass of Flint tap water, and I swear to God, he drinks it like this, like this.
So serious that Jimmy Kimmel asked Jennifer Aniston on the show, is there something going on with you and Barack? I've never seen this. I just sent it to Rob. Rob, is this really him asking?
Rogan didn't tiptoe into the takedown, stormed in like a jacked-up podcaster with caffeine in his veins and a bone to pick. Every myth, every illusion, every legacy pedestal built around Obama was fair game. To Joe, it wasn't a shrine to leadership, it was a recycled political brand draped in nostalgia. He leaned in, tone gritty, but relaxed, ready to go full throttle.
Pre-presidency, 1.7. So expensive being at the White House. It was so expensive that our net worth went from 1.3 million to 12.2 million 8 years later. What an expensive lifestyle. And then you go from 12.2 million to $70 million. What do you think the average person that listens to this, do you think they connect to that, Michelle? I'm just curious. You're a very good
He opened with the obvious questions everyone thinks but rarely says aloud. Why is Obama treated like the Yoda of modern politics when his record was more flash than function? Rogan laughed, painting a picture of a man who could deliver a speech. Like a Broadway pro, but couldn't seal a deal without leaving confusion, chaos, or a few thousand drone strikes in his wake.
Oh, yeah, man, go full screen.
What you know now, do you wish you had a third term? You know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with that.
We know he wasn't really running the country. Yeah. We used to think he was actually running the country, and now they're like, no, he didn't even see those executive orders. That was all.
Joe then ridiculed the media's obsession with Obama's cadence as if his tone alone could balance the budget. He mocked how every sentence was treated like scripture, even if it was pure political fluff. If Obama had said we must synergize innovation, through innovative synergy, the press would have called it genius. Meanwhile, the public sat there wondering if they missed the point or if there was even one.
Proposition, and you're running for 2 years and not earning an income. So all of that was in my mind. How would we manage this? So my fears were what came from the fact that I thought he could win. Because maybe way in the back of my mind, I was hoping that maybe he wouldn't, that this would be the last thing he would do. But I knew he had it in him to make this happen.
So, what are you thinking when you're giving this message?
Then came the halo effect. Joe grilled how Obama remained untouchable despite sketchy decisions and a smug grin. One day, preaching peace, the next approving drone strikes. Rogan called it political yoga, flexible enough to dodge accountability while staying perfectly balanced in the spotlight.
the best people age the hardest. I think Obama was probably like a very idealistic young man
Oh, Lord, what's going on now? Who's hollering? I can't even see it.
who really wanted to change the world. And that dude aged more than anybody.
I mean, I'm getting old, so I can't hear that well. I can't see.
My favorite part was when Kamala Harris shows up, looks over and sees that Obama and Trump are talking to each other, and she goes like,
Yeah.
watch
Oh,
this. Look at her face.
off.
Look how angry she is, dude. Look how angry she is.
Rogan went after the Obama brand hard. He ranted that the presidency was less about leadership and more about marketing perfection. From sleek posters to puff-piece media coverage, Obama was the iPhone of presidents, complete with a logo and curated aesthetic. Even his walk, Joe joked, looked rehearsed. Then came policy. Joe shredded the Obamacare rollout, likening it to a tech disaster rivaling Windows Vista. Obama promised a healthcare revolution, but delivered a website meltdown. And don't get Joe started on surveillance. He torched the irony of a Nobel Peace Prize winner expanding domestic spying like it was a Kickstarter campaign. Transparency more like optical illusion.
Let's do data. Rob, can you type in Obama's net worth in 2007? What was Obama in 2007? 1.2 million, 1.3 million. Okay. So their net worth is, let's write this down. This is pre-White House. Their collective net worth was 1.3 million. Can you go to where their net worth was in 2016 when they're done being presidents? Okay. 2016. So their net worth, as expensive as it was, they went from being 1.3 million to 12.
On the economy, Rogan didn't hold back. He pointed out how Obama's fans celebrated the recovery while ignoring the swelling debt and stagnating wages. Main Street looked battered, while Wall Street popped champagne. Joe laughed at the myth of Obama as a working-class champion when most policies benefited the banks. But the crown jewel was Obama's post-presidency glow-up Netflix deals, glitzy speeches and unity sermons from a guy who mastered division with poetic finesse. If hypocrisy were an Olympic event, Obama'd be giving a TED Talk while wearing gold, Joe said. That's when Patrick Bet-David entered. If Rogan was fire, Patrick was the wrecking ball, armed with fax receipts and no patience for spin. He skipped the jabs and went straight for the jugular, the legacy.
Obama said he was a jacket.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing up there? He's a jack.
It's like, oh, really? Well, you.
It was about the Taylor Swift thing.
Now, all this stuff.
That guy's a jack. It wasn't even that harsh of an insult. And he said it privately, and I think somebody heard it. I don't think he said it to be public.
I'm assuming all this stuff. Where's the pool? Come on, guys.
Patrick brought receipts. Fast and Furious, IRS targeting Benghazi. He laid them out not with rage, but with prosecutor-level clarity. Why did Obama skate by untouched while his department stumbled like a bad sitcom? Patrick ripped into the unifier. Myth exposing how hope and change morphed into division and media worship. He mocked Obama's reputation as a great communicator, saying real leaders do more than talk. They connect, deliver, and own their missteps. Obama only did the first, Patrick argued the rest was deflection.
Right. So you don't go to that and you don't even comment. First of all, if I'm the Carter family, I feel disrespected. Now, maybe she would have called them and said, look, I don't want to comment on this, but I'm calling you out of respect just to tell you I'm not going to be there for my own reasons. Please understand I can't. I'm so sorry. Da-da-da-da-da. Great. Maybe she made that phone call to the Carter family.
Patrick dissected foreign policy like a surgeon. Called the rise of ISIS a direct result of inaction and ego. Libya became chaos. Syria a moral disaster. Meanwhile, Obama posed for glossy covers, delivering dramatic speeches about red lines. That meant zilch. On economics, Patrick pointed to the doubled national debt, something that would have sparked outrage under any other president. But with Obama, it was spun as strategic investment. What future, Patrick asked, looked brighter under 16 trillion in IOUs. Then came the cultural aftermath. America left more divided, more paranoid, and more bitter. Identity politics replaced honest discourse, and criticism was framed as bigotry. Patrick shredded that narrative with precision.
When they gave that speech, when he gave a speech on television, and then they go, it kind of just went away.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in modern American history. People really actually stood up and stopped a war from happening.
Today, I authorize the Armed Forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya in support of an international effort to protect.
He warned of the danger in charisma over competence, when likability trumps accountability, when narrative outweighs results. Patrick said Obama was the ultimate political influencer. Smooth delivery, little follow-through, and media armor thick. Enough to repel facts. He closed with a brutal metaphor. If politics were a business, Obama would be the CEO, dazzling the board with TED Talks while quietly sinking the company. The crowd claps. No one checks the books, and by the time they do, he's off selling hope to the next market, richer and more untouchable than ever.
Obama slammed for whining about costs in the White House. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is her speaking with, is this the diaries of a CEO, right? So, Rob, if you can play this clip, this is her talking about how expensive it was to live in the White House. Go for it.
It's expensive to live in the White House.
Yeah.
As many people don't know. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every food, every bit of food that you eat. You know, you're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel to be.
But it didn't stop there. For Rogan and Patrick, this wasn't just about one man. It was about a system that crowned a king and forbade questions. The media that worshipped without skepticism. The elites who confused charisma with competence. Patrick pivoted to the post-presidency glow, up the parties. The late-night interviews, the book deals dressed up as profound reflections. He mocked how the man who once claimed to fight for the poor now mingled with billionaires in Martha's Vineyard while preaching equality from a marble balcony. Obama, Patrick said, cashed six-figure checks for 30-minute speeches to the same corporate titans he once condemned, all while maintaining the aura of moral leadership. The irony was so rich, it could pay off a student loan.
Obama did it, and it's disgusting. It's a disgusting lie. Let's play it.
Said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists. Okay?
Speaking of students, Patrick took aim at Obama's so-called bond with the younger generation. He mocked how Obama positioned himself as a millennial messiah, only to leave them buried under record-breaking student debt. His administration's talk of loan reform rang hollow as college costs skyrocketed. Joe jumped back in, ridiculing the celebrity aura Obama clung to. He joked that Obama was more focused on curating his Spotify playlist than addressing the fallout he helped create. Image was leadership. Joe said Obama would be Mount Rushmore. But when it came to substance, a lot of speeches, a lot of style, not much follow-through. The real tragedy wasn't the broken promises, it was how many people refused to see it. It's not because they couldn't, because they didn't want to. Admitting the illusion meant admitting they got played, and for a generation raised on slogans that truth hurt too much to face.